G'day, Al. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for sharing with us today. I wanted you to tell us a little bit about the difference that Jesus being alive has made to you.
Certainly, yeah. I'll start with when I was young. I was really super fortunate. I was brought up in a Christian household. I was adopted, and my sister was adopted a couple of years after me. Not a blood sister, but anyhow, I was adopted into a Christian family that were loved the Lord dearly. My mum was a really soft lady, so when you're adopted, that's a pretty good thing. You know, you got a parents that love you, and mine certainly did. They taught me about Jesus from the word go. When I got to 16, my mum got really crook a couple of times, and the second time, I was a bit later in 16, she died of cancer. And I didn't see that coming. I couldn't understand why God, a God of love, would let that happen. So I couldn't then cope with God. I thought I'll run away from him as well. So I did. It was the early 70s, and I did my best to run away from God. I got involved with things I shouldn't have got involved with, drug and alcohol and other mischief and bits and pieces. By the time I was 20, I was on an edge. Yeah, this evil presence came into my life. I couldn't understand it. All I know is I was thinking a little bit about God at the time, and I bought a motorbike, and I thought, gee, if I die, what's going to happen? I'm not right with God. I knew that. And so I couldn't move for about a minute, this sense of evil. So I decided that something's going wrong in my head or something. And it scared me so much. It scared me to pray immediately. I prayed, Jesus, I need changing. I need my life to change from now. I've been going the wrong way. I haven't accepted. 3 or 4 years, I've just turned my back on him. So I prayed this prayer in the morning, and I did pretty well straight away. That day in particular, I felt this peace of the Holy Spirit. I started to think, why in the last 3 or 4 years couldn't I change? I'd tried so many times. I tried to give up all this stuff numerous amount of times. I couldn't do it. I thought I could do it. I couldn't do it. Not only I could not do it, I really had not a huge desire in my heart to do it till I prayed this prayer. So this was the beginning of a huge change in my life. I had an inability to change before that. I was trying to just do things on my own. And I didn't also realise the power that God had. My desires changed. What I did normally every evening or morning, my whole life changed. I didn't do that stuff anymore. That was it for that. It changed with this prayer. I can't explain that really well because I had no capacity to understand it other than the fact that it was God's power, and it just changed my whole way of thinking. And that's what's happened to me. And I would say to you, if you've had to struggle with something, whoever you are, if you had to go through something that feels like an avalanche that's totally smothered you, and then, where is hope? Where is hope? I can only see death, or something like that. Jesus Christ has come to visit you personally. He died for you personally. He loves you personally. If you were the only person in the world, he would still have done that. If you think that you got too many problems for Christ, or that you're too bad, or whatever you think, you're believing a lie, because that's not true. Christ does change anyone who comes to him. They will never be the same. And that is the miracle of the resurrection and his love.
Good on you, Al. Mate, thanks so much for sharing, mate. God bless you. See ya.
Pleasure, sir.